During its heydays in the 1950s and 60s, roller derby was a lot like professional wrestling on skates. Even though the sport faded for a while, the past several years it's made somewhat of a comeback. Of course, things have changed, but for the Sioux Falls Roller Dollz and their fans, the spills and the thrills live on.
What makes a roller doll?
It's one thing when you go to the arena and you watch girls and they're like, oh, that'd be so much fun to be a roller doll. About ready to drop dead and I'm huffing and puffing, my body's just burning, that's when it's tough and you guys gotta push through it.
I love it. It's a sport that you want to be a part of.
Modern roller derby sprouted from the Austin, Texas underground around the turn of the century. By the fall of 2006, it had spread to Sioux Falls.
Two gals, Jamie and Elizabeth Nelson, no relation, they decided that they wanted to start a team and actually put information out around Sioux Falls and had a recruitment meeting.
It's an obscure sport. I've done sports my whole life and it seemed really interesting.
And the interest was high enough that we had enough girls to form a team.
Each team has jammers and blockers. The blockers skate in what's known as the pack.
The pack consists of 4 players from each team. There's a pivot and then 3 blockers.
Me as a blocker, my goal is to assist my jammer through the pack and to block their jammer. Jammers score your points. They have the stars on their helmets. My goal as a jammer is to lap as many opposing team members as I possibly can. On the first initial pass through the pack, I make no points, and then as soon as I re-enter the pack to the initial pass, I start accruing points for every girl that I pass on the opposite team.
Roller derby looks chaotic, but it follows a strict set of rules.
You can't hit somebody in the back.
Swinging elbows.
You can't cut the track.
Low blocks, which is like tripping.
You got to be a pretty clean skater. You got to know the rules in order to be a good skater.
4 minor penalties or 1 major will earn you time in the penalty box.
A major would be, and I would never do this, God forbid, like if I just got mad at a girl and I smacked her in the face or something, which I wouldn't do. I'd be bawling.
All of this happens in a series of short periods known as jams that can last up to 2 minutes. The Sioux Falls Club is now home to 2 teams and a growing legion of fans.
This is my first time. I'm a virgin.
This is our first time.
I'm a roller dollz virgin.
It's their first time. I've been coming here since they started.
First trip, yes.
Our fan base has grown quite a bit.
I was hoping for a little more blood, but, it's okay,
They get sent to the penalty box for that.
It's the roughness and the fact that it's something for them to do. Any woman can go out there and play,
I didn't know if I'd like it for sure or not when it first started up, but it really grew on me. Once you come out and kind of get to understand the rules and how it works, it's a good time.
I love it. My son, it's my Mother's Day present.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Some good hits going on.
Yes.
Excellent hits.
It's great.
A roller doll is not just a skater. It's the refs, the cheerleaders, the statisticians, the security guards, the people behind the scenes, our sponsors, it's everybody.
Everybody's involved, either you're a board member or you help on a committee, whether it's merch, if it's, sales, if it's, doing something like charity work or running the rookie boot camp, everybody has a job.
This is something that takes up a lot of time. The time commitment for me is huge.
Whereas the Sioux Fall Roller Dollz is a skater-owned and
The team is operated entirely by the skaters and is a non-profit organization that has donated over $30,000 to local charities in just a few short years.
Anyone from kids with cancer to helping vets see a war memorial that they've never gotten to see. It's passion to be a better person, to be a better athlete.
My son thinks I'm a superhero. You know, it's the payoff and writing those big checks to the community and these little kids that have, you know, they're terminally ill, being able to help them, and, you know, the shelters and the banquet that, you know, feeding people and just being part of something that I alone could never be.